Firefly 1, Jack's fire request response.
Fortunately, most of us have never seen the inside of a rescue helicopter or met the life-saving medical team who bridged the gap between living and dying. But for Emily Warren, flying in one has been a regular occurrence. In fact, she's been on 5 life flights in the last 4 months.
Our daughter Emily is absolutely a miracle. She has a form of long QT syndrome that is extremely rare. Long QT syndrome is a very life-threatening heart defect where her heart has very life-threatening arrhythmias. The doctor said, we don't think that she's going to survive the 2nd day of life, and here she is 12 years later. This past year, she's been incredibly unstable. Spent almost 6 months in the hospital. So one of the highlights of that stay would be dog therapy visits. And she met a very special dog and a very special dog owner, and that was Joy and Clancy, the beautiful collie.
I feel that animals just have so much compassion and pure love to give us, and they really bring it out in children. And especially when these children are away from their homes and they're in the hospital and they're not feeling well. And when Clancy and I go to the hospital, I can actually feel the energy change in the room when we come in.
Good morning, Clancy.
Good morning. Would you like to see Clancy this morning?
It was so exciting. As they would knock on the door, Emily would just sit straight up in her bed. Mom, it's Joy, it's Clancy. And she would ask me to put a blanket on the floor so she could just ease out of her bed with her wires and IVs and monitor and just get right down on the floor with Clancy.
There was something about Emily that Clancy just found very special. He would get so still and so docile when he was around Emily.
You could just see the stress leave her body. She would just love on Clancy. And I think as we got to know Joy even better, she would save that visit for the last one, and she would just let Emily spend as much time as she wanted. She really loved Clancy and asked, could I have a collie? Do you think I could ever have a dog like Clancy? And we weren't sure that that would happen, but we said, you know, we'll pick a dog that needs a home. We'll go to a rescue or a shelter, and we'll do that when you're well and you know we're out of the hospital. Joy was actually visiting Emily one evening in the hospital, and she kept telling her doctor that I'm going to get a dog and I'm going to name her Lady. And Joy overheard Emily say that, and she looked at me kind of strange, and she told us about a dog that had been rescued, searching for food. A family had picked him up and had known that Joy had a collie herself. So they called Joy and told her about this collie that they had found.
I said, well, does the dog have a name? And she said, well, they're calling the dog Lady.
Joy felt compelled to tell us about this dog, gave us the phone number, and we called, and it just sounded like a perfect match. So we just felt like it was meant to be.
I don't think it was a coincidence that I got that phone call that morning, that Monday morning, that I was scheduled to go to Wolfson that evening with Clancy.
When Emily and Lady met for the very first time, immediately it was as if they had an understanding. Lady came to Emily, not to myself, not to my husband, and the bond was sealed right then and there. And it was almost as if she knew Emily was a special child and that she could relate to that.
Emily embraced Lady with such a love and just excitement, because I think Lady also needed Emily.
Emily wakes in the morning, pops out of bed, runs to feed Lady. And Lady's there waiting. So they have a very close bond, and Emily seems to enjoy caring for Lady, giving her that love and grooming her and feeding her and thinking of her. And I almost think it's because Emily's received a lot of care herself, and so now she gets to give that to Lady. Emily loves to take her for walks, and she's gaining her strength, and so she loves to walk her to the ice cream shop.
Is it for you today?
No, this is for my dog, Lady.
Oh, wow. I'm sure she'll enjoy that. It's a really hot day. Here you go. Enjoy.
Share an ice cream and just be together. If Emily's playing in her room, that's where I'll find Lady. So they just love to spend their day together. Emily can't wait for Lady and Clancy to meet. We have special visitors coming. Miss Joy and Clancy. She is so excited. She thinks that immediately they're going to be boyfriend and girlfriend, that they're going to love each other just like Emily loves Lady and Joy loves Clancy. I'm going to go see who's here. Hey, Joy, how are you? Come on in. There we go. Look. Oh, Lady. Look how fun.
Let me give Emily a hug first.
Look,
Can't get the dog a hug first.
Clancy.
Come here, baby.
Yeah.
You know, I've heard about Lady, and I knew it had happened, but until we walked in the door and I saw the beautiful collie and saw how attached Emily is and how much Emily loves the dog, it just made me feel so wonderful.
Look at Lady's tail. We haven't seen it going like that. Do I believe in angels on earth? Absolutely. And I believe that it's almost as if Emily is Lady's angel now for rescuing her, but Lady is Emily's angel because she just gives her all this hope and purpose, and just every day she just looks forward to life.
That was a really inspirational story. Thank you for joining us today on this episode of Animal Attractions.
And don't forget to check out the website, www.animalattractionstv.com. There's a lot more information on the features you've seen here today, plus it's fun. All right, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Animal Attractions has been made